Hello guys, welcome back to Spill the Bubble Tea After Dark. It's me, Adam Lynn, and that is...
The Mad Hatter! Duh.
I really don't know what the fuck is happening on that side of the town, the country. But that is Mad Hatter! Woo!
I'm doing like a Alice in Wonderland themed sort of Mad Hatter style tea party. Actually, it's the day after tomorrow, so I need to see if I can pole dance in this costume. I'm probably gonna have to take the jacket off because the jacket is a bit restrictive. And I got okay. This jacket, it's a whole story now. This jacket was $10 from a thrift shop. The hat was $6 because it was half price. These bow ties were $2 each. My shirt was $2. I chopped the sleeves off. Anyway, this is my situation. I'm doing a show this weekend. Well, by the time we release this, it will have already happened, but it was a show called Delicious, and so it was all food themed. Anyway, that's why I'm dressed like this. I need to try out the costume.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Madam. Yay.
Mad Madam.
Mad Madam.
Wait, do you know who the Mad Hatter is?
Yeah. It's
good.
The person in the Alice Wonderland, but I haven't watched the
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that one. Anyway, I lost my voice. I'm the cowgirl baby. So yeah, what are we recapping on today?
We're just all about hats today. Our last episode was about filming reels for pole dancers.
Well, before we started, we have to cheers.
Cheers!
Cheers. Look at my new bottle. It's so cute, my new cup.
It's
Yummy.
Huge.
Yeah.
I look at that and all I can think of is how much I would have to pee.
It's 1.2 liters. So, guys, if I finish this, I'll have to go to the bathroom twice.
You have to pee every 600 mils.
There you go. Okay. So, yes, reel making. Well, the recap is, where do we start? I think there's a lot.
Well, just before we released the episode, we actually had somebody message us and request this topic. But I think he more specifically was like, tell us how to film. And so I don't know if he specifically meant this, but I instantly thought like, oh, should we talk about how to light things, how to set up camera, how to cut things together? Like, are you interested in talking about that?
We can mention about that because there's like different types of filming. Like, for example, how we're filming right now is we're just doing our best because we're not in the studio. We are not having like background lights and stuff like that. We're just comfortable because this is like...
Well,
you know,
we're doing our best, but
exactly.
I do know that both of us are facing gigantic windows.
Yes.
So, and we're talking like floor to ceiling, like big windows for both of us. So we're using natural daylight. We're facing the light source. We kind of have a difference in backgrounds, where your background is very chaotic and colorful.
And
my background is very plain and
the
boring.
millennial gray, yes.
Yeah, is that a millennial thing? I'm like,
yeah,
I have always loved monochromatic.
It
Just
is
like
a millennial thing.
Black, white, gray. Is it a millennial thing?
Millennial,
because
minimalistic.
Oh yeah, that's definitely me. Minimalistic, 100%. Whereas you are like chaotic, pops of color.
I used to be minimalist. I mean, why did I just fucking lie in front of the camera? I tried to be a minimalist, and I tried to get rid of all the colors when I was going through that depressive part of my life. I just like, I don't want any color. I just want to wear black, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? That just like, that suppressed a big part of me. And then after turning 28, I was just like, you know what? I want everything that makes me happy. So here we are. We have all the contrasting color, but still tasteful, okay? I am not going like rainbow. That's not tasteful. Anyway, if you like rainbow...
You know, speaking of colors, so, I mean, if you follow me, you know that my pole shed, I'm pointing because it's literally over there, but it's totally plain. It's white walls, just like a hardwood floor, brass pole, and there's like nothing else. And for a long, long time on social media, I was always really like hashtag no filter, no makeup. And even right now, I have no makeup on. You can probably tell. That's why I'm hiding behind a hat. But I've always, like, just based on principle, I've always been like, I think it's really important to see faces that are unfiltered with no makeup, just so that we remember what regular human beings look like. And I think because my perception had always been, in the beginning of Instagram, I always thought filters, they just make the quality of the camera less good, or like the
Yeah.
quality of the video less good, because it's just
Yeah.
putting like a wash of color. And then over time, I started to think filters were always just to kind of make you look more flawless and beautiful. But I think now I'm at this phase where I realize that filters can help give you a style without like hiding who you are, but like complementing who you are. So
Yeah.
right now I'm really on a couple of filters that I've been using a lot lately. One of them's called Summer and the other's called Indie Sharp. And they both really saturate the colors. And so even though
Yes.
I've been filming in like totally just a plain white room, it picks up shades and kind of
Yes.
gives pops of colors that you can't see with a naked eye, but because it's so highly saturating it, I'll have sort of like, I might have a pink hue or like a greenish hue, and it's just making it happier. I guess like because it's called summer, it's making it feel happier,
Yeah.
without making it look like it's not me. So I can no longer hashtag no makeup, no filter. I mean,
Yes.
sometimes I can hashtag no makeup,
Well,
like right now.
there are different types of filters. Like I think you're talking about the colors, like the tone filter,
Yeah.
not like the Beautify filter.
Tone filter.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
don't really use the Beautify filter. Like people are so obsessed with Beautify filter in Asia. Every time when I come and get photo with me, I was like, don't use the filter. I will become too pretty. And then literally, they take a photo. My face is like this small. My eyes are this
You're
big. I
like,
was like, okay, whatever. If
you're
and
like,
then
who is that guy?
yeah, because whenever like they tag me and I have to repost, I was like, that's not me though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 So
I totally get that.
using a colored lens or color filter, that is fine, because if you are filming in all different locations, like I'm filming here, I'm filming in studios, the lighting is going to be different. But if you use the same filter, has the same color setting, that is going to give your video a unified look. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I got really experimental over Halloween with like creepy midnight style shadowy filters. And I also got a bit more creative in my studio with like, well, I posted one video that was just green,
Yeah.
just green. But that wasn't a filter. That was actually just how
The
I lit my
light,
room because, yeah. So
that
I'm
looked
really
good,
lucky
yeah.
because, oh yeah, I was really proud of that one. Also because the lighting, not just the lighting, but also the effects and the editing and just the creepiness of it. I actually creeped myself out that night because I had to wait for it to be dark out. Steve was
Yeah,
asleep, and I was alone in the backyard. And
that's scary.
there was one shot I did where I was standing in the corner facing the wall, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden I was like, what if I accidentally channel something? And that was
Well,
one of the last shots I did. And the very last shot I did was the one with my hair over my face, like The Grudge. And I had to watch it back to make sure that it was framed the way I liked it and stuff. And it was
yeah.
so scary that I was like, okay, I'm done. I gotta go back into the house now.
Yeah, you did that at a witching hour. That's scary.
Yeah, it was exactly witching hour. But yeah, the lights that I have in my shed are super, super basic. So I have one ring light and I have two LED colored lights that have like different strobe effects and different like pulsating effects and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
they're kind of just like LED spotlights. And plus I have the LED strip light that's built into the room. And then I have the pot lights from the ceiling, which I almost never use because lighting yourself from the top can make you look creepy and
Yeah.
scary or dead. But yeah, there was one day I had a video chat with my friend Sean, who's photography, so he's like one of the best videographers in all of Australia. You should totally follow him.
Do it.
But we video chatted from my pole shed, and he just had me set up the lights in all these different ways like experimenting with where to place the lights, where to focus the lights, what colors to use, what colors to combine with each other. And I think it really sort of like revolutionized how I think about lighting, just to kind of think about it like a three-dimensional sort of entity.
Yeah, it's
Um,
very
so that was cool.
fascinating for sure. So it really depends on like what you are shooting. For like daily stuff, natural light is the best. I just because I'm a night owl, so I always wake up like lunchtime, and I'm like having no time at all to film stuff in the afternoon unless like now it's fine because we have daylight saving in Melbourne. The light goes on like this till like 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., which is good because now I can like finally take time and film my stuff. But usually, yeah, you want to like at least have daylight to film.
Yeah, I think there is um, window daylight that is ideal is not direct sunlight, um,
No
because the
direct
sun is too
sunlight.
hard to control and it moves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also it'll blow out your face. Blow out meaning like it'll when you watch it back, your face will just be bright white.
Yeah.
So actually, this is another thing that Sean sort of taught me. It's better to make it a little bit too dark and then lighten it later.
Too bright,
Because
yes.
if you film yourself too bright, then
You
your
can't bring it down.
features, yeah, you're physically not even capturing anything but white. So that was really useful for me because I always thought like, oh, err on the side of brighter so you can see yourself. But if it's too bright, yeah, you can't do any editing to it. Also, with acting self-tapes, we talk about there's 3 different types of lighting that you want to do when like you're filming a movie, because you need front light, you need side light, but you also need light on the background.
Yep.
And I was doing a headshot photo session recently, and we did some camera tests experimenting how far away I stood from the background. And it's really interesting how much it changes because if I'm right against the wall, you're going to see the wall as much as you're going to see me. But if I come forward and the light is on me, but only kind of just peripherally on the back wall, it creates more like 3 dimension and creates more depth.
Yes.
Also, a major difference between film lighting and social media lighting is that film lighting will almost always light you from the side so that you can see the light and shadow on your face. Yeah, you can see facial features. Whereas in social media, we talk so much about front lighting, and what it does is it flattens your facial features and it makes you look more flawless, which is not helpful in film but can be ideal in social media. And also, Amy Hazel?
Yes,
I
I
remember,
do know
like,
her.
obviously you know her. Everyone, I don't know why I said it like that. She used to do this thing where, because her eyes are so bright blue, she used to stare into a bright light to make her pupils dilate. Because it would give her this particular kind of like, I don't know if she identified it as an anime look, but she would specifically stare into light to make her pupils bigger, and it would just make her eyes pop more. And I was like, yo, yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy. I wonder if she can like people with colored eyes, like how you guys will look when you have like darker pupil.
Ooh, you know how I have colored contacts now? I'm not wearing them right now, obviously, so my natural eye color is quite dark brown. Whenever I wear the gray contacts, especially, because I think the gray and the blue are probably the most noticeable, but the gray
Yes.
ones I found especially,
Gray is the
people
best.
can't stop staring at them or commenting on them, and it's so weird because now
Because
I
it's
understand.
very unnatural for us. They'll be like,
It's
something
very
is
unnatural.
but like the color lenses now are very realistic, but there's just something weird about our feature with super bright or like noticeable colored pupil, because that's that every time when I had it I look at mirror, I was like, what something is wrong, but like it's also very pretty.
It is very pretty, and I know that an Asian with bright colored eyes is unusual, but I all of a sudden sort of understand because I do have some friends who have black hair and blue eyes, and some of the experiences that they've sort of recounted to me about what people will say about how they look at them, or like how some of their social interactions are misconstrued when
Yeah.
they're not intending anything, but everyone around them feels like they're trying to seduce them when they're
Mm-hmm.
absolutely not. And I
Yeah.
think it's something to do with the light colored eyes are like giving people this vibe that
Mm-hmm.
I think brown colored eyes we maybe don't experience, but now that I'm experiencing light colored eyes, I'm like, wow, people really react differently to them. And now I'm starting to understand some of my friends with dark hair and light eyes who have had weird social interactions. I'm like, I think it's partly because of their eyes.
Probably. Because like when I was
It's
wearing them,
also,
people will be like, "Oh, I like your eyes," and I'm like, "What do I say? They're fake."
I've had people ask me, how come I never noticed your eyes? Or are those your natural eye color? And sometimes I'm like, should I
Should I
lie?
lie?
Should I play along for a little bit? Like,
Yeah.
I'm notoriously a bad liar, so I'm just like, no, they're contacts. But also, because my eyesight is so bad, I have to wear either contacts or glasses. So I was like,
Yep.
why don't I make them fun? Because I've been wearing contacts since I was like 14 or something, 15.
Mm.
Um, and
Have you considered
I
just get
think
lasered?
I have thought about it.
It's so
I don't
cheap in
know.
Korea. We should do it in Korea. South Korea,
In Korea?
not North.
Okay, is that going to be our next trip?
Yeah, we should. I really want to go to Korea, South Korea, South Korea, South Korea. I'm waiting for a friend
I want
to
to go to a
confirm
spa.
a spa in Korea. Yeah, I'm gonna do a beauty trip.
Yeah. I want to do all those beauty treatments. Actually, I remember I asked Lennox about what beauty treatments he gets done to his skin.
Just cut his face up.
No! Because he does get like, yeah, I remember one time he posted about like some facial treatment he got done to his skin that he regularly goes, like some kind of special facial or something like that. And I was like, I want that. I want my skin like
Yeah, he does the extreme way, honey. I'm telling you, he's like, yeah, I can't. My plastic sister just like we just cut it up. We just cut,
well,
tighten it up. That's how it's done,
well, I don't
honey.
want to cut up my face, but I like doing skin treatments and I want to get like a scalp treatment. I feel
Oh
like
yes. Oh,
uh,
the Vietnamese hair wash spa. You know that you lie down and have the thing that go over your head and thing and wash your hair, and we steam it like that. We have it in Melbourne right now. It's like in High Point. So next time maybe we should go there.
oh,
It's so
okay, yeah.
random, but it's
Yeah.
it's like 10 times the price. But
Oh, 10 times the price of what it would be if we just went to South Korea
or Asia in general.
or
Vietnam.
anywhere in Asia.
That's from
Oh,
Vietnam.
oh, Vietnam. Vietnam. That's what I said.
Bedoramu.
Are there
Yes.
are there like good spas and skin treatments and stuff that we could do in Taiwan?
Yeah, loads.
Okay,
Asia.
cool.
Yes.
Steve and I will be there Boxing Day.
Yes. Excited. We'll be filming together in Taiwan. Woo, woo. Okay, we can do a lot of
My
stuff there.
feathers.
So we need to plan what we need to film, what we need to do. Because that's the thing. When I was in Singapore, I just got back from Singapore yesterday. I have a folder of what I want to film in Singapore. And I just constantly have to check on like, I need to film this, need to film this, need to film this. And it just got me thinking, it was like, what am I doing this for? Like, I am not making money doing any of these reels. So why am I still making all these things? And it's like kind of like annoyed, but then also like it's fun to do it. And it's always being a creative person, it's always nice to execute an idea, and especially filming reel for me, I get really happy and satisfied when I edit and then see the final result of the reel of the concept that came in my head like a few hours ago, and then make it real. It's fun to do it, but then like I need to find a way to make money. Okay, we need to make money doing what you want.
Yeah.
What do you want? You love. Yes.
I've been feeling very similar because I know exactly what you mean. That feeling of satisfaction that you get by having an idea and then it coming to life. And I remember I met these twins in LA. They're from Austria. And we were talking about how since they've lived in LA, they've completed a short film and like their own indie short film, and now they're working on their first feature film, and they already have scripts in progress for future projects. And I said to them that I never used to realize this, but the actual impressive thing is completing a project.
Mm-hmm.
If your film or if your end product is actually good quality, that's kind of just the icing on the cake because the
Yeah.
actual achievement is completing something. And I
Mm-hmm.
never realized that before because I always thought like, oh, it needs to be good. But especially when it comes to filmmaking, and I think this is true of performances as well, not everybody will ever see your final product,
Mm-hmm.
or not everybody will ever watch your full performance
Mm-hmm.
video. But the fact that you got up on stage, you had an idea, you rehearsed it, you executed it, that's the actual impressive thing.
Exactly.
And a lot of people already knew that. And
Mm-hmm.
I just had this perfectionist mentality where I was like, it's only impressive if you execute it exactly as you intended. But
Mm-hmm.
that's not the impressive thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
like
No,
completing a project is
exactly.
so impressive.
When I
Yeah.
do something like, filming a routine, even just like a routine, I choreograph for the class because, I post on social media, so I'll film it. Even just that, I'll be like, I did that. And that's all I need.
Yeah.
That should be, that should be how it is. Like, why are we chasing more when there's nothing actually beyond that, you know?
And when you mention choreography specifically, I know from my own like social media analytics and stuff like that, my
Mm-hmm.
tricks posts do way better than my choreography posts. But I don't care. I'm like really proud when I choreograph something and then I teach it to a room full of people and then
Mm-hmm.
everyone's doing my choreography. And when I watch the video back, it makes me feel so happy because I
Mm.
don't care if everyone's in sync. I don't care if my choreography is not actually that interesting or original or anything like that. I'm like, just fuck it. I want to post it anyway because it
Yes.
makes me really happy to have had a song that I like, that makes me feel something, that makes me want to choreograph it, and then everyone's doing it together, and
Mm-hmm.
we've got some vibey feels in the studio and whatever. That's what the post is actually about. It's not for you to analyze and be like, oh, well,
No.
this person was slightly out of sync, or this could have been a better transition for that movement. Like, who
We
cares?
know, but that's not the point.
I would love to go back and redo it, but come on.
Yeah, because then people will be like, "Oh my god, like your Corey, everyone is say, they kept up, they were in sync," and I was like, "No, they're not." But I'm
Yeah.
not saying it out loud, but I know they're not. But it's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to teach a army of AI. It's just we're just having fun. Just calm down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I I don't mind seeing imperfection
That's
in reels and
surprising
stuff
for
like that.
you.
Well, I kind of realized this like through, hanging out with you and filming things with you, but also some revelations that I've made that we've kind of discussed about how perfectionism is not useful. But when it comes to acting, perfectionism can actually just fuck up your whole game.
Yeah.
And whenever I used to think this was just for comedy, but it's actually throughout. When you fuck up, that's actually the interesting thing, and it's how you respond to the fuck ups is where the art comes from. Like,
Yep.
for example, one of the reels that you posted, of, like, where your whole personality is, I'm a pole dancer.
Mm-hmm.
One of the funniest moments is when you drop your sunglasses,
Yeah.
or when you did the handbag unboxing, and
Mm-hmm.
like the package ended up in my hair and you like
Yes.
zoomed in on it.
That it's all
It's like,
unplanned.
yeah, you can't plan those things, and it's a lot of, this is how everything in life is. If everything was perfect, then yeah, you'd just be AI and it'd be boring as shit. So I
Yeah.
think it's
Have you
like
watched
we
the
need to
movie
start
Barbie?
embracing. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, well then you understand. It's exactly this. But yes, speaking of making content together, our reels blew up. The first one, people are still reposting every single day. And guess what? I'm very annoyed because the second one, I forgot to put on the titles, the POV. So that one is not doing as well, but that one is
As
funny. I feel like that one is even more funny. But you know what? We need to
I
make
felt
more.
the same. The part two is way funnier than part one, but I can see, because it's still showing up in my notifications. Part one is like over 100,000 views now, but part two is way funnier. I'm
A
like,
hundred
but you can't
thousand.
communicate that to
Yes,
me.
yes. Okay, yeah. Maybe I should just. Should I just post again of the second one, and then put on the title?
I mean, you totally could. Who
Yeah,
knows
just
what'll happen?
yeah,
But like, doesn't the second part has like over 60,000 views, doesn't it?
yeah. I'm not gonna delete that. I'll just do it again. Does it
Yeah,
matter?
yeah, just do it again. Oh, and I think here's another thing. I've stopped being precious about posting unique content.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
Repost your old shit.
Yep.
Because your new followers haven't seen it and your old followers
Exactly.
would love to see it again.
Exactly. The other day, I think it was Halloween. I went back and tried to look for like Halloween themed stuff, and then I was just like looking for my Dora. So I was like, "Oh my god, this routine is fucking crazy! I need to watch it again." I was like, "Oh my god, I need to post this again." So yeah, I think I'm gonna repost that one. Just like starting my old routine. Like I rarely post routine video anymore because I don't really compete and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just like, oh my god, I did that. That's another feeling. It's like, oh my god, I did that.
I
So I
did
think
that.
that's like something you should be proud of posting instead of like trying to be perfect and trying to make everything done properly because just that's just not it.
Well, this is probably like the fifth episode in the row that I've mentioned this, but I have so many pole performances that I need to share on YouTube.
Yeah, do it.
Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep trickling that, just dropping that in there until eventually one day I act upon it.
Okay, do it today.
Today? Okay.
So we don't have to
Oh,
hear
it's
that ever
Thursday.
again.
Throwback Thursday.
There you go. Come on, throw it
And
back.
Flashback Friday.
Yes. So, what do we get out of this recap? This recap is telling you to get your bubble tea, and to start posting whatever reels that you make. Yes, it might not be funny. Uh, I might not like it, but that doesn't matter as long as it makes you happy. Okay.
Yeah. Post what makes you happy. Post
You
what you
don't need
find is entertaining.
approval. You don't need approval, honey.
Yeah, also because a lot of people don't like posts anymore or
Yeah.
interact with posts, but you
Yeah.
just see mad views. And I think that's fine. And um, I think you just, you can't expect likes and comments and shares and whatever. Just, you get what you get and you don't get upset.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that?
Yeah. I mean,
I
like,
actually, I love that saying.
it's great. That is good because, yeah, we should use that as our title. Or the caption. We use that as the caption. Yeah, because like there is part of you is like, oh no, we need to get approval from approval is the view. Sometimes it'll be like that. But then recently, I'll just like I post it, I'll just leave it there. I don't care. I was like, if I'm gonna check, I don't really, like back in the time when the insights on Instagram first came out, you always check the inside and see things. And now I'm just like, I'll just post it, and then if there's interaction or interact, and usually the first 2 days of the video it's under 10K, but then like if I just don't care about it and come back, if I remember to come back, that view is double. you know
You know that
it
saying,
needs
a
time.
watched pot never boils? Have you heard
Yes.
that? It's
Yes.
tea related. A watch pot never boils.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the insights. I used to, because a lot of those social media gurus, they'd always be like, look at your insights. It's literally a guide telling you when to post and how to post and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, there are like peak times when the majority of your followers are online and best days and best times. But now I'm just like, no, when I've edited it and it's ready, when I'm ready, it's going out.
Well,
Sometimes my posts are happening late at night. Sometimes it's middle of the day. Like, who cares?
you do need to keep it consistent though. You want to post at the same hour that you post every day though. That's one
I also
thing.
don't post daily. Do you post daily?
Daily, and I'm doing this thing called posting twice a day now, which is crazy. But I have
Have
so
you
much.
noticed a big difference?
Yes, because it gets saturated a little bit too quickly. But then I have so many things to post. Like I make at least five videos a day. You know,
Oh my
that's a lot. It's not always pole related, and like that's the thing. Like recently, I have just like I'm just like I don't care if it's pole or not. It's me. I'm building a personal brand. Not I am only a pole dancer. I'm more than a pole dancer. You know, I'm a fashion designer. I'm this. I love fashion. I make stuff. All the things. I'm crazy. I have ADHD. So that is my personal brand. I'm just
We're
not
gonna
gonna
do an
like
episode. We're
yeah.
gonna do an episode about ADHD coming up. Yeah.
Yes, because that, like only posting one things that, I'm known for first, like the pole, I feel like I'm suppressing the other parts of me and there is
Yeah.
more of me coming out. And you know what? It's very surprising because I look at the analytics from Instagram. I have my recent reels or recent content that I posted, I have 70 above 70% of non-follower looking at my content.
Really?
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yes. So 70% of a not pole dancer or not followers, they're watching my content. So now I feel more like it's like something I achieved. I was like, oh, I have always been trying to cater this tiny group of people when have this much potential.
Do you use hashtags?
No, hashtag doesn't do anything. Do you
Yeah.
go on and search hashtag?
No.
No, no one does that. But hashtag does work as a way for Instagram to the algorithm to suggest things to people who constantly like that kind of stuff that have the
Yeah.
hashtag. So you can
Yeah.
still use it, but it's not like we go and like look for the hashtag. Does that make sense? I think that's how a hashtag works. It's the algorithm
Yeah.
know this content is belong in this category. So if the person or the audience is looking at that content that has the hashtag, they will suggest that to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 I don't know. So I guess you and I, we're such different social media users because you're posting twice a day, whereas I'm like, I'll film something and then it'll take me a couple of days to get to editing it, and then I've got to write a caption. My process has become faster, but I'm still so slow compared to you, and also such a major procrastinator. So I can't
Same.
wait on things.
Yeah.
So as soon as it's ready, that's why I send it out right away now. Otherwise, it's just gonna sit there. And the
Yeah.
longer something sits there, the more like anxiety it creates. It's almost like it's like a steaming turd, and you're just like, nah, it's making me uncomfortable. So you just gotta
Same.
flush it out of your system.
Same. But I feel like that's why I was we were talking about this. Like if you want to get into reel making like in a more professional way, you probably ended up needing a platform that can schedule all your posts. So you can batch film, batch edit, batch schedule, and then it will just go off on its own. You don't have to do it one by one. Because every time when I do it one by one, I started to procrastinate, and then I get distracted by different reels. So I ended up spending 2 hours just posting one reel because I'm just like distracted, which is not a good idea. And now I have more content to make, more posts because I'm like managing my own content, Spill the Bubble Tea, and a secret project and something else. There's a lot of things. So we need to do that ADHD episode because I feel like I either need to do an ADHD episode or I need to go to therapy.
Well, podcasts are not exactly a replacement for therapy, but we can
that's what you
complement. It complements your life journey.
Yes.
But yeah, so okay, next episode, let's go through those questionnaires that my psych sent me about ADHD and autism.
Oh my god, that's scary.
I was saying to Charlie, I think that I'm a puzzle that he's trying to solve because he's neurodivergent himself.
There you go.
I'm like, I see you trying to puzzle me.
There you go. I love it. Oh yeah, let's do that
anyway,
then.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
I
okay.
hope you got something out of this episode, and thank you guys for joining us to join the Matt Madden and also Cowgirl. Okay?
Mad Hatter and Cowgirl. Cheers.
Cheers. See you in the next one. Bye.